Just your overall thoughts on the game tonight.
A lot of them. I guess the biggest thought I have is we didn't capitalize chances we had to capitalize, but we would make a few mistakes. And against a team like this, they're really good. You can't make the small mistakes. They make you pay for them. And then when they made mistakes, we didn't make them pay. If you would have told me going into the game that we would hit 9 threes and they would hit 9 threes, I would probably tell you we got a chance to win the basketball game. But we fouled a little bit. We were a little handsy, and we got out-rebounded by this team. And that's not something that normally happens with us. They played a little harder than us. I thought our attitudes were right as far as locking in, following the game plan. Defensively, I thought they didn't get to spit the ball around. They only had one more assist than we had. I didn't think we finished well at the rim. And then when it was crucial time, we made just a key mistakes, leaving guys, not talking, things of that nature that weren't anything. It wasn't anything difficult. It wasn't anything we don't practice every day. We just lost our mind for a second. They made us pay.
You mentioned it. If you had known that going in that you were going to match them for 3-pointers, you would have taken that any day. But just the paint, I thought, was the biggest difference as far as getting out-rebounded by 8. I think they outscored you by 10 in the paint. What do you think went wrong in that area for you that's been so good for you?
The rebounding is just an effort deal. It's a choice. I even took one of our players out because I told him he needs to go in an offensive rebound. I look up the first 2 possessions in, he never even makes an attempt to it. And good teams do what they're supposed to do. The result doesn't always come out your way, but the effort has to be there to make the plays you want to make. And if you do that, you give yourself a chance. Like I said, and then the other part of it is, like, a game is 40 minutes, not 39 minutes and 5 seconds, not 37 minutes and 30 seconds. It's 40 minutes. And if we relax for 50 seconds in that game and we give up a back screen, which we talked about at halftime, we knew was coming to start the second half. We ended the half giving up a 3-point shot that wasn't contested to one of the best shooters. And then in transition down, I think it was a 10-point game. We just don't guard McKinney up the court. They bury a 3. We come down, make a 3, but instead of a 7-point game, it's a 10-point game again, and we didn't capitalize on those situations. So we just have to be better as a team. And I told our team, my message in the locker room was, we choose these things. We choose to point and talk. That we didn't lose on things that we hadn't worked on. We lost on things that we choose not to do.
Yeah, you cut it to within 6 a couple of times early in that second half, but they made you pay on a couple of stretches with some threes. Do you feel like that was sort of the most demoralizing section of the game for you?
You know what's more demoralizing is when I sub players back in the game and they have the mentality that they're not locked in. You know, at the end of the day, like, we're fighting until the clock goes to 0, and we're fighting no matter who's in the basketball game. And if we can't be happy that somebody's in the game having success, that's a problem with this team. And I got to get that straight before I can be worried about a couple of 3-pointers that went down. It wasn't those 3-pointers that beat us. It was the 2 that weren't contested. You know, they can hit those if we just guard and make them make tough ones later. And if we can box out and rebound a couple of those shots that they miss late and not have attitudes that we may not have played the minutes that we needed to play, it might have been a different game down the stretch. But we didn't, and we got a lot of growing to do because of that.
DJ had a really good first half, had 12 points, only had 5 in the second half. Was there anything that Liberty did differently to prevent him from going off?
Well, they did something good. They paid attention to him because he was a little bit on fire there in the first half. But I think, you know, we have to learn that when somebody has it going like that, to find them. And sometimes we over dribble. We look guys off. One thing I know is that if Matheny has it going, then the ball's going to go to Matheny. That's just what championship teams do. If Devin Booker has it going for Phoenix, the ball's going to go to Devin Booker. We have to learn that it's not about me and it's about we. And if we can learn that, again, with our attitudes and how we play, and understand that if he scores, we score, we can be a really good basketball team. Thank you.
You want this one?